what people don't understand is like when you become a mom, the old you, the solo you, that person dies. And you have to mourn that person while celebrating a new life.
We talk about that all the time here. All the time.
It's really hard to do. And then it's also like it's the look that you want to put out for others, because God forbid people from the outside, get a hint that you're not holding it together. You know what I'm saying? I have never cried more. I used to be a cold-hearted bitch. Now I cry every single day. Look at me now. I mean, I can't even think about my son without crying. He's the love of my life. And he's also my biggest heartache, because the ups and the downs have been all over the place. And then also I was coming to terms with mourning my old life, because I loved my old life.
Yep.
I had it all. Okay. Living my best life. When I tell you, great job, good money, good car, come and go as I want, travel anywhere, don't have to think about nothing, and then I had this child, and all of a sudden I had to think about everything.
We're already recording. How is everyone doing?
We good, girl. We good, girl.
We're good.
Can't complain.
Good. I just went on an anniversary getaway. And
oh, that's nice.
That's why you all tickled over there today.
I know. I was like, yeah. I know, big smiles. I really needed that, y'all. I really needed that. It was like here, I can't turn the camera all the way around, but there's beautiful orange, yellow, red leaves in my area, and fall is falling over here. It's beautiful.
Okay.
It's gorgeous. Yeah. So we had a good time, over here in Quebec in the north. We experience really black and white seasons, if that makes any sense. It's very either in your face or, there's no neutral here. It's very in your face, at least in Quebec. It's really falling, it's really wintering, it's really springing. So I love the 4 seasons. I'm from Cali, and I had never experienced that. So how about you guys? I know that we have 2 East Coasters here. How's the weather, Jill and Taina?
I don't know, Taina, about you, but today it feels like fall. I feel like it's been summer still, and today it's actually fall. I couldn't wait to put on long sleeves.
To close windows this morning.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. And it's really windy outside. Yeah.
Wow. Taina, you be looking good, girl.
Girl, stop. I comb my hair for y'all, Yeah. I comb my hair for y'all. I figure, let me not get up out here looking crazy. So yes.
I did do my hair at 4:30 this morning.
Wow, you looking good, girl. But by the way, Michelle's time, she's in the West Coast, Taina, so she's 6:30 a.m. right now, or almost 7.
Yeah.
Amen. Bless you. Thank you for getting up this early.
Oh no, I love it. I'm in early. It's easier. It's better for me to do this in the morning like this, because then surgeries start usually at 7:30 in most hospitals, and so that's when I start working. So I tell the girls, this is the time that I can actually do it and know that I'm not going to be interrupted, and it's going to work out. So, but today, of course, I usually, my surgeries are usually okay to start right at 7:30, but today is a big total ankle replacement. So I had to come early, get the room set up so I can just walk in at 7:30. So, well, we're good though. This is awesome. Welcome. And I'm glad you're here.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
So today, you guys, on the mom panel, we do have a guest who's one of a kind. All the mom panel doesn't know her, but you guys are going to learn about her. We call her Auntie over there at the Whatnot Streets. And the Whatnot Streets is just a live selling platform, you guys. I'm a seller. Taina's a seller. And I'm also a customer. I'm more of a customer than a seller.
She is. Love her.
We found out y'all over there selling.
We are.
Yeah, what kind of song are you guys doing?
I don't know.
They got that Cardi B in them.
I might. I might, yeah. It does come out every now and then, so yeah.
No, she's got
she clocked me real quick. It didn't take long.
Yes.
Love
She really
love
did.
it.
She really did.
But real quick before we go,
yeah,
I have to point out one important thing that's been like staring me in my face. Taisha, your initials, honey. Your initials, okay? TB.
Yes, ma'am.
Jackie could tell you my initials are TB. I always say I'm part of like an elite group, honey.
You
know,
are,
like
girl.
TB.
Listen.
The TBs, okay? Exactly. I go down my list of like who's the poppin' TBs. I always start with my favorite, tuberculosis. You know what I'm saying? There we go. Started straight off right from the gate. You know,
Straight from the top, TB.
straight from the top, you know. Then I go down. I'm like, who else? Tom Brady, you know, Tory Burch, one of my faves. You know, just throwing out a few. Now Taisha Bryant, I have to add you to my list, hun.
Yes.
You know, because it's a very short list. There's not many of us, so welcome, hun. Welcome, thank you.
Welcome.
Mm-hmm. So just had to point that out real quick. Yeah.
Glad to be a part.
Oh my.
Well, as you guys can see, she's got the jokes. She's got the hustle. You know, she's got a story. She's got many stories. But, you know, that's why I brought her on. You guys, we're going to have a good time today. I hope that Michelle can stay for most of it, but I know she's got to go at some point. I don't want to, you know, stop you in your tracks. Let's keep it going. Basically, I know her because of one fine evening. Auntie, as we know, you know, was in her show, and she was a new seller to me at the time, and I was like, oh, I'm another fellow Latina. Let me buy from her. Just off of that, yes, I will be honest.
Look at the support. I love
it. Was the support. It was like another fellow Latina, you know. I'll only see, you know, other sellers of other backgrounds. Let me support a Latina. So I went in and I bought some stuff and I left the room. I didn't stay. I kind of regret I didn't, because maybe I could have known her a little bit better that day. Well, I came back maybe 3 or 4 weeks later. She did a show at night, and when I tell you guys, she had us in absolute tears on the platform. We were laughing, we were crying, we were all the things. And I stayed, and I'm like, this woman is something else. And like that night, she had another evening where she told her journey about becoming a mother. And that's where she caught my attention. And I said, you know what? Let's have her on the panel. I think that a lot of moms should hear her story. I think that it's important to actually talk about these things, and why doesn't she come on? And so she gracefully accepted. And Taina, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. She's like, gracefully accepted. Girl, nobody else was inviting me. I mean, I had a lot of time, so let's do this. I'm here. Yes. Thank you.
Start from the top, my girl. I know that you have so much to say, but I really am curious. I saw your little boy and I thought, he's the sweetest ever, and he warms my heart. I'm sure all of the mommies on the platform that had the privilege of seeing your boy were probably the same as me. Like, just our hearts were coming out of our chest, looking at him, and I want to know the story. Where do you want to start?
Yeah. Well, we got to go a little bit to the past before we could get to, you know, but pretty much I'll just do my best to give you a brief overview. So once again, my name is Taina. You know, I'm 49 years old, and I live in Connecticut. And
49 young.
I'm 49.
You're young.
Yeah.
You're just
Listen,
like me. Woo, woo.
I have 49 years of experience in this role. You know, yeah. And then I had my son at 45, which, you know, is that's one thing. Learned so much from that. But also, my son is a donor embryo baby. So I adopted an embryo. I'm a single mom by choice, and I did it all by myself during a pandemic. And my son is also Caucasian. So it was a mixed race donor embryo. So I think that's where a lot of the curiosity with people come in, because you look at my son, he is full Caucasian, kind of like reddish brown hair, blue eyes, and then you see me, his whole ass Puerto Rican mama. You know, how did that happen? People want to know. People want to know, and I'm here to tell ya. You know, it was just it like a lot of things in my life, a lot of the best things in my life, they all happened by chance. I didn't think about them too much because I find when I did invest a lot of my time and a lot of planning and a lot of emotions and stuff like that into something, you know, doesn't always work out the way that you want it to. So some of the biggest decisions in my life, I just freaking winged it, you know. And after I think like maybe 4 or 5 years of doing IVF and really kind of just being tired and exhausted, I gave up. And then this whole last pandemic hit us and I had nothing but time, you know. And this was, you know, during the pandemic, you kept in touch with people, right? You called people, you texted, you had time. And I used to be on the phone with my friend all day long because, you know, we didn't do anything during the pandemic but talk on the phone and watch Netflix. So we're on the phone all day. And she also was, you know, she's younger than me. She's like 10 years younger than me. And she was having some fertility issues. So she was going. And, you know, mind you, I had put my journey to the side like a year ago before that because I was tired of the toll it took on my body and my emotions and stuff. And I spent a lot of money and all I had were like, you know, miscarriages and, you know, failed attempts, you know, and I just kind of gave up. I was like, you know, that's it. Like, this was not meant for me. God has other plans for me. And little did I know he did. Yeah. So, I feel like I'm jumping all over the place, but at some point, like, it'll all make sense to you. So we used to chat a lot. I'm sorry. Did you, Michelle?
How in the hell do you go and adopt a freaking embryo? That's what I want to know. How do you do that? Because I think that's awesome. Such an
So I didn't know too much. I didn't know too much about it, but I was like if you are in the fertility world, like trying to conceive world, you get caught up. It is like a cult almost, like you get caught up, the language, the acronyms, everything. And it's almost like that's your only focus, whether it is, you know, getting ready for a cycle, you know, getting ready, whatever it is, you get caught up into this, you know, fertility plan, right? So that's where I was. I went through many emotions in my fertility journey. You know, of course, because when I first started, I was younger. Not younger, I was 39. You know, I was about to hit 40 because all my life I thought I didn't want kids. And then 39 came like 2 months before I hit 40 and something happened to me. And I was like, what the fuck have you been doing with your life? You know, and I work and I'm like, I have all of this, like I have savings, I have stocks, I have all that. Who am I leaving this to? Some great ungrateful nieces and nephews? No, thank you. So anyways, I was like, let me get my shit together. No, so it's true though. I was just like, you know, like I work so hard to build something. I'm building something, but like if I go, who am I leaving all of this to? I don't have anyone, you know? And so, and it was more than that. It was just like, you know how it is as a woman, you know, that's just kind of like, it's on the checklist, whether you want to admit it or not, it's there. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to fulfill that checklist, but you know, it's there. And something just clicked at like 39.10, like 2 months before my 40th birthday. And I don't know what happened. Like, I just was like, I have to do this. I have to do this. And I was dating someone at the time.
That's so fascinating.
Yeah, I was dating someone at the time. That's a whole other podcast, but, you know, pretty much wasted 10 years of my life on an ain't shit man who, you know, I'm glad at the end that I didn't do it with him, you know.
Wow.
Like I said, a whole other podcast. But, you know, after we had already gone our separate ways, I was just like, you know, like you don't have more time to waste. You cannot wait for your Mr. Right because your Mr. Right may not be right now, you know, like, so I've always done things by myself. I've always done things by myself. Everything in my life, always, because I can't wait for anyone. Like I can't, like, you know. So I was just like, let me just do this. So I started doing like the whole first, you know, like artificial insemination. Did that. Oh, and oh, wait. Before we even jump there, because this is kind of like when I first started my fertility journey, it was very important for me to use my own eggs, right? So I was still kind of
let's
youngish.
go there. Yes.
Yeah, I was still not youngish, because as soon as I walked into that office, they called my eggs geriatric, which I have a problem with that.
Worse.
You know, they do. If you
Worse.
over a certain age
Yes.
in OBGYN, they call
doing
you
it right now.
geriatric.
And every time I go, they treat me like
Yeah.
you're like 100 years old. I'm like, this
For
is
real.
crazy.
Yes.
You could be like, at 36, they were telling me my eggs were elderly and shit. And I'm like, bro, like,
it's crazy.
I barely
Yes.
just started living.
Yeah.
So
it's
they,
crazy.
you know, it's very crazy how like it's set up, because mentally they already fuck with you from the moment you get there, right? Like, you know, your eggs are elderly.
Well,
So you're
Yeah.
already like shit. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's all against me now. So you know, it was very important for me to use my own, you know, eggs. And, you know, I went through the whole process of like, you know, finding, you know, a sperm donor. That's a whole other story. I mean, the
I heard you
search
get a
for
book
a
and you kind
sperm
of go
donor.
through it. It's
Well,
like,
now it's online, but yes,
Yes.
you do go through it and you
Well,
look
take
up
us
whatever
through
character.
that a little bit. I would love to know.
Oh my
'cause
gosh.
I have...
So yeah, there's a few different cryo banks that you can like work with. And those are basically the sperm banks, right? And you know, it's like a catalog, honey, like a Sears catalog. You go in there and you filter what you're looking for, and you hit that search
Diana,
button, and boom,
hang on.
brings it
I
all
don't
up.
think that any of these girls know what Sears catalog means. I think
Do
you.
I do
what it is.
I do.
Oh my gosh! Oh,
Sears catalog.
all right. So let me modernize it for you. It's like an IKEA catalog, right? Like basically, you know, you just go shopping.
Or a Target one. It's a
Target,
one.
you
There we
know,
go.
Target, the holiday catalog, very much like that, right? So you just look through and you just kind of like filter like what your needs are. So I knew at that time, I was like, I wanted a Latino baby, right? I wanted a baby, you know, like Latin heritage. I'm Latin, I'm Puerto Rican. Yeah. So I wanted a Latin baby. So I'm looking, but little did I know, Latinos
don't like doing it,
African-Americans,
huh?
they're not big
They
in the
don't like
sperm
the
bank
cup.
world. They
I
are
know.
not going
That's
to.
so
They're not
interesting.
depositing, hun. They're not
No.
depositing.
Right? They're
Yeah.
depositing elsewhere. I know that.
Yes.
It's that you know what it is?
Just
Is that
having babies.
they're successful.
Babies like the 20
They're
that they
successful
gather.
in life,
Yes,
so they don't
yes.
have to. You know, mission accomplished.
Hey,
So
so they're not doing that. Wow.
no, but when you think about it, like culturally and how we're raised, you know, that's not something. I know for Latinos, that's not something that we were raised to, like, you know,
No.
you know, or even talked about like that. That's just not something. You know what I'm saying? And you know, when you look at like adoptions and stuff like that, you know, it's a lot of the times it's Caucasian people that adopt kids, you know?
So interesting.
You know, it was
Wow.
just kind of like, you know, I wanted my Latin baby, but there weren't many options. I found a cryo bank that had maybe 2 Latinos, and one just happened to be Puerto Rican. And I was just like, oh, okay, so this could work, right? So let's do this. Anyways, I bought up all his jizz. Let me just tell you, I bought all of it. I bought all of it, and I brought it back home to the East Coast because he's West Coast. I flew him out. I flew him all the way out here.
Okay,
and
take
then-
him back to the crib.
No, I did. I flew him out and I put him up. I put him up in this really cute, cool condo up in the hills, right? You know, and he was chilling there for a little while. Every now and then, you know, I bring him out and shit, you know, throw him off and just see what happens. Like, what's popping, bruh? Anyways, we had a couple of times, you know, where we were a little successful, and then, you know, it didn't work out. But anyways, I know I jump all over the place. But yeah, so
That is
I
hilarious.
did all of that. I bought up all his stuff. I used up all his stuff. I had a couple of miscarriages, couple of failed attempts. I'll tell you, I did about maybe 3 artificial inseminations before I decided to move over into retrieving my egg. Well, I had done the retrievals, but I had then moved over to like full like IVF, right? Because
IVF.
they were my
Yeah.
eggs, yeah. But I was doing artificial insemination. Then I moved over to like full IVF because it's very expensive. Number one,
Oh, it
It's a
is.
lot
It's
of money.
Yeah.
ridiculous.
expensive.
It's a
Okay.
lot of money.
And this was all self-funded. And the only reason, the only way I was able to do this was because I worked for a company that offered very generous fertility benefits. That is
Good
the
for you.
only way that I was able to do it. Not to say that I didn't put I put out a lot of money, but
You sure you wasn't over there selling? I'm just asking.
no, hun, no. Because you know what? To be honest, that I was never I was never that good as a salesperson.
And
Jackie, you know I'm stepping it up right now, though. You know, this is my time. This is my time. Maybe in my younger days, I didn't have it to sell it then, but damn it, I think I got it now. All I did all my life was just try to do the right thing, be a good kid for my mom. I had 5 other sisters, and each one of them was doing their own thing. And I just felt like the way for me to stand out was just to be a good kid and go to school. And it worked, right? I just kind of did my thing, did the college thing, got a good job, always been independent, saved my, always try to do things the right way, but shit, what's the thing that I did the wrong way? Pick men's. I can't pick a man to save my life. I can't. I cannot do it. I pick the shitty ones. I do a lot of things right in life except pick men. I can't. So
that's because you picking them. You don't pick them. You let them pick you, girl.
You
Really, Taisha?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a whole episode, y'all.
Oh,
Auntie,
that's
you
She
let
might
him
be
pick
onto
you.
something there, though.
Yeah,
She might
you
be
let him
onto
pick
something.
you.
She's onto something. Yeah.
The ones that pick us, we don't want. We want to pick who we want, and they don't want us.
Okay. Boom.
I mean, I heard no lies there. I
I
really
think that
did
at
it.
49, we just heard wisdom coming out of Taisha.
Yep.
Don't let that age fool you,
I
baby.
wish I knew that when I was in my
There's
20s.
hope.
I'll just
There's
have
hope.
to say that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me.
I want to ask because Tina, like I briefly lived the IVF life. It was very brief. And I think that, so I had my son, and then I had a miscarriage. And then I I was already 40, 41 at time, and I wanted to have a baby right away. So I went to the doctor, and he's known in Newport Beach for the doctor that will get you pregnant. Like he is the one that implants one embryo and it is going to happen for you. Like
Wow.
that's what he's known for.
That's
Okay.
that's
So
big achievement.
it is. And he is one of those, like, you're not going to have twins with him. You're not going to have, he only does one at a time. And he is known for, like, needless to say, he's in Newport Beach and he's super expensive. So we went to him. I was also very lucky that I worked for a company that had benefits for infertility. So we went in, and I swear, just the well, first of all, just like you said, he comes in and he says 1 out of 9 of your eggs are good because you're 40 years old. Like this is not going to happen. If you want to keep trying, you might get pregnant in a year. Who knows? And he's like, and then we can go through the artificial insemination. We can go through all that. And he's like, but it's not going to work. So if you want a for sure way, you're going to have to do IVF. So that's the road that we took. But the amount of stress, and you did this multiple times, like the amount of hormones you have to take,
Yep.
the amount, like I remember we got really lucky. I was supposed to get my period on Monday. On Wednesday, I went in and I took a pregnancy test, and it was negative. So I was like, I got to order all the meds because I needed to have the meds by Monday to go in. And I cannot believe the amount of money that those meds were. And then we got boxes and boxes of like shots and
Mm-hmm.
medication and all these things at our house. And like I said, we got lucky on Sunday. I was feeling kind of weird, and I went and I took a pregnancy test, and I was pregnant with my daughter. And so we ended up just giving back giving the medicine to all the stuff to
Mm-hmm.
the moms who were just starting out
Yeah.
at the doctor's office. But I remember the conversations that we had and how it was like, okay, well, your husband's gonna come and he's gonna do his
Go to
thing
the
on
room.
Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can come with him, but and that was like the conversations that you
The
had to
invite.
have. And then it's like, the
Yeah.
things that you don't even think about.
Yeah.
And for you not having that partner can like
Mm-hmm.
you're looking through a catalog, a Sears catalog to find
Mm-hmm.
this, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do you continue? How do you get that mindset of, okay, I'm going to continue to do this for as long as you did? Because
Mm-hmm.
that is like persistence.
Yep.
And
By any means necessary.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that is just, obviously you wanted this bad enough, but your
Mm-hmm.
mental health was probably all over the place.
Yeah, it sure was. It sure was. The hormones that they have you pump into your body. I mean, I look back at pictures of myself, and when I said my face was like I
Yeah.
was blown up, like
Oh my
everything that you have to put
gosh.
into you. And you do all this stuff, and then it's not successful,
Yeah.
and
Right.
then it's kind of like, and
Right.
it's so like clinical, like it is just. And I remember the first time that I got pregnant the first time, and I was like super excited, and I've never been pregnant before, so when I went back the next time, like everything was fine. And we were like, oh my gosh, everything's fine. I got past the 8 week mark. And then I go back because they give you like ultrasounds like every single like week or whatever. So
Hmm.
I went back, and they couldn't find a heartbeat. So I'm there,
My
and I'm like,
gosh.
I didn't understand, and they couldn't find a heartbeat. And but then the doctor kept looking, and they found a very faint, very super faint heartbeat, right? So he's like, well, we'll just monitor and see what happens, blah, blah, blah. So I'm getting up, and I got dressed, and I walk out, and then the nurse meets me there, and she's like, I am so sorry. She's like, here's all the paperwork, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, what the fuck is she sorry about? Like, he just told me, like, we'll see. And then she's over here telling me, I'm sorry. And I was just like, she knew that it wasn't going to go, like
Yeah.
she's seen this 1,000 times, but it was her delivery,
Yeah.
right? It was just like very,
Oh,
like, I'm sorry, like it's not going to work. And not that they had to be any kind of sensitive with me, but shit, just like, it was my first time being pregnant, my first time, like, and I was just like,
hmm.
literally, I went from like a high, like I just hit like a brick wall.
Yeah.
And each and every time, it doesn't get any easier every time they tell you
Yeah.
like it's not going to work, because you build yourself up, especially when you get like that. When I tell you people get obsessed, it's like a bubble you live in. Everyone speaks the same language. What's your
Yes.
2 week window? TTC, trying to conceive, baby dust here, sticky here. It's a language. So
So did you ever
Hmm.
go like the herbal route? Because I know one of our episodes we talked about being crunchy and scrunchy and all this other extra
mhm.
good jazz. So like, did you ever try like natural herbs, or was it always like medical, clinical?
Yeah, no, the only
Good
natural
question.
herb I take in, is a little green, or I used to back in my day. That really didn't help with the situation. If anything, I think it fucked me up a little bit more. But I was young, I was committed to the cause. So no, I didn't try like any kind of
She's
like herbal.
100% silk it. Silk it.
Listen, you
I
hear
was just,
me?
Here's the thing, Taisha, and I think that this is an interesting thing that you brought up because
Yeah.
honestly, like, how do you, if you're not a silky person, if you don't believe in, the quote unquote medication and you're trying to do this naturally, like then you have to have a partner, and then you have to have all of the, mm,
So okay, so
because
so
there's
so so what I mean by natural, like the herbs. So I have a cousin who's South Florida, and she's a herbalist, and there has been countless of women who she has assist in conceiving, like miscarriage after miscarriage, IVF, a whole bunch of things, and whatever herbs it was that she went and handpicked them. So I'm guessing in South Florida they have a lot of different herbs because of how close they are to all the other
warm
good
area.
stuff down right. So she would concoct different teas and yoni steams and all this other extra stuff. And a lot of people were conceiving. Some of them went through the IVF process, but the issue was they weren't able to hold the baby. Right. So that's why I was asking. So it's like some of them did a mixture, and some of them just with the herbs, and they they had partners, or they went to the fertility clinic. They were still able to conceive themselves.
I know, Michelle. So let me just say real quick. Michelle is silky as heck.
I am just picturing like this hippie drinking some herbs and some guy just going, okay. I'm like, what?
No,
But
so let
that's
me
part
tell
of the community exists.
You know?
It does.
Like,
No, Michelle, I want to tell you something because I think you might be surprised. I went through the IVF process in the first, attempts of having a baby, and then I miscarried because of COVID and fever and all this stuff. And then 2 years had gone by, and I was just not getting pregnant. All of a sudden I looked into just in my head I was just like praying about it, all this stuff, and I looked into hormone herbal stuff, like to just balance my hormones. At the time I wasn't even thinking pregnancy, but I'm like, you know what, I might be hitting perimenopause soon. I'm in my 40s. It's gonna happen. Why don't I look this stuff up? I'm also just very cranky before my period comes. I'm just gonna look up some hormone stuff. And I did. I started to drink some of the hormone balancing herbs, raspberry tea, stuff like that. I got pregnant within 2 months, you guys. After
What kind of
2
tea you
years of
drunk? So I won't go get none.
I think she mentioned the raspberry, hun.
Raspberry.
She mentioned the raspberry. If I were you,
Raspberry.
yeah. No, stick to like a blackberry or something, hun. Like just stay away from those raspberries. Yeah.
No raspberry.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
raspberry.
But seriously though, there is a part of the community that is very like natural, like that they rely on, natural herbs and stuff like that, and they're successful as well.
Very much.
That's just not my wheelhouse. I'm so unhealthy. Yeah, so
you're still relying on medicine, right? Because you're still relying on somebody implanting an embryo, or you're still relying on all those things. So that's why I don't know if it's really scrunchy.
You know what though? Also,
I don't know if
I think though that like when you're trying to conceive and you want this so badly and it's not happening, I think, and look, and that's what we're talking about today. But I think the same thing is true. When you hear about people that are terminally ill, right? It's like I can understand, and I'm all about medicine. Give me all the drugs. Like the girls know I'm not like, that would be my route in this. But I could see how you're just sort of like, I will try anything. I'm open to anything that might help, right? Like, so I can kind of wrap my mind around that, even if I was skeptical, just being like, what's the worst that can happen with some tea, right? Like, because it is so hard. I actually, is it okay if I ask a question?
Please.
For
Of
you?
course, Jill.
I'm all of this. I've been thinking the entire time. I keep coming back to, like, you're like a superhero to me doing this solo, what I think is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And I am sharing some of that load with my partner. I just, what you're doing is amazing. And I keep thinking about that. And I'm wondering, like, what has it been like kind of being on this journey as a solo parent, especially because I'm sure there are people listening that are either also on that journey or maybe want to have a child and it didn't happen in the way they expected, and now they're, you know, kind of figuring out what that looks like. And like, I'm curious, like, just how that's been, and have there been like, I don't know, people are weird. Like, have there been like, you know, stigmas, assumptions, you know, how do you kind of walk through that? I know that's like a big question, but I just keep finding myself coming back to it.
It's a big question, but oh my God, I feel like you just asked a question to my life right now. Like what I have been going through. Seriously, what I have been going through for like the past, my son is 4 now. So the past 4 years.
Yeah.
And it's a loaded question because you see me here now, right? I could tell my story, but Jackie knows my journey on this app. And I feel like I'm there for a reason. There's a reason.
Take your time. Take your time.
She knows 2024, 2025 has not been the best for me. Mental health wise. I'm good now because I started seeing a therapist, and I'm medicated, thank God. Oh my God, thank you, Wellbutrin. Serious.
Right.
Let me tell you, you know, but being independent too is not all it's cracked up to be, because you don't know how to rely on someone.
Yes.
So that's my problem,
Yep.
right? Doing all of this by myself, because I've always done everything by myself. Like I was super confident I had this. Being in it, I have been humbled so many times. So many times. I have never cried more. I used to be a cold-hearted bitch. Now I cry every single day. Every single, look at me now. I mean, I can't even like think about my son without crying. He's the best. He's the love of my life. And he's also like my biggest heartache, because the ups and the downs have been like all over the place. So especially when you're trying to conceive, you think about the happy parts of like being a parent. You know what I'm saying? The day-to-day, that shit is completely different, you know? And doing it by myself, you know, in the beginning, it was so easy. I was like, well, I got this. All he does is sleep, eat, and shit. Like, this is great. I got this. Yeah, he's a good baby. Good baby. You know what I'm saying? He was good. He was really good. Like, I'm telling you, like, he was in the NICU 17 days. I picked him up by myself. First, straight out the gate, we went to Target for formula because they wouldn't even give me formula. Like, we've been, since the minute he came out, like, we were like, me and him, right? But then it started getting real when he started getting mobile.
Yeah.
When this kid started getting mobile, that right there fucked me up.
I'm in the trenches now.
Yeah.
Listen, for real, because it's the next level in this game. You know what I'm saying? Is you beat the last level. Now you leveled up. So now you got to get through this.
Yes.
You got to get through this one, right? When they start moving, that's a different story, because you can no longer rely on the confines of their little areas to keep them. Now you got to be all senses on alert and shit, and you can't get anything done anymore.
Yep.
You know, before I used to have a nice organized house. I used to be somebody, bro. I used to be fabulous and shit. Now some days I'm like scared. Like I can't and I don't care. But you know, it is, I had to do a lot of changing myself, because as an independent person, I don't know how to ask for help. Still suffering from that. I had a village that wanted to be my village, but because I thought I was, you know, queen of I can do it all, I kept, you know, pushing people away that wanted to help me. And it hasn't been until recently that I started accepting help. Family. My son goes to stay with my mom or my sister on the weekends now. Can I just tell you how that's just like totally like changed my life?
Yeah.
Like just that little bit of help.
Yeah.
Seriously. And I found a nanny for him that was helping me, even though she got a new job now. So she did accept the job. So anyways, but that, for those 3 weeks that I had her, game changer. Like I felt like a different person. You know, so a lot of it was me. it's a struggle. It's a struggle every day because I feel like I'm struggling against my own mental health, you know? And a big part of it was because what people don't talk about, and I'm gonna go off on a different tangent here, is a part of my mental health issues after I had my baby was postpartum, but it was also like just ignored postpartum. I thought I could keep going and do it. And 3-4 years later, I snapped, right? And
That's
yeah.
crazy. 3 years.
Three and a half years later, to be honest, I snapped. Christmas Eve in the middle of a crowded ass mall in Florida. I just lost it, and I could not find myself. I could not. And that's kind of how I ended up.
How did that look like, if I can ask? Like the Christmas Eve, take us there.
I was in the mall with my mom, and I'm pushing Cruz in the stroller, and it was super crazy. Like, it was just packed, people walking all around me, and this is the only way I could describe it. You ever seen them pictures of Times Square where it's really busy with the traffic lights, and they're all like, the lights are like, that's just all like I remember. And I just felt like this, it just like this feeling coming over me of like, I just could not control anything at that moment. The only thing that I could do was do my best to cut across the traffic of people to get myself in front of a store, because I was like in the middle of the mall, like walking with the Christmas crowds. And I was like, I just have to get like to the perimeter so I could just like catch my breath. And my mom, and I'm just crying in front of like, I don't know, Finish Line, the sneaker store, like crying. And my mom is looking at me, and she did not know like what the fuck was going on. And she didn't know what to do. That's a whole other podcast, you know, Latina moms, you know what I'm saying? And
oh, girl,
you know, the affection part, and the you know, like, you know, my mom is a great mom, single mom as well. But did I grow up with affection? No. No, right. She taught us how to be independent. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't grow up with like hugs and kisses all the time, you know? So, you know, she did not know what to do. And I had to get out of that mall. And I just remember like we were on the back side of the mall, and my car was all the way on the other side. And if you've been to a Florida mall, you know them shits are freaking huge. It's like a compound, right? And we're just walking, and we're not getting anywhere. We're just walking. But I needed to get out of there. So, you know, that's why I say like my struggle with my mental health, it was coming and coming. So I just said like, don't ignore it if it's there. I was ignoring it because, and this is very important, because I was still trying to be the old person that I was before I had my son. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like what people don't understand is like when you become a mom, the old you, the solo you, that person dies. And you have to mourn that person.
That's right.
While celebrating a new life.
We talk about that all the time here. All the time.
It's really hard to do.
Yep.
And then it's also like it's the look that you want to put out for others, because God forbid people from the outside, you know, get a hint that you're not holding it together. You know what I'm saying? God forbid somebody, you know, sees you slip, you know? Yeah. So that was it. It was like, I was just trying to still maintain that facade that I had it together. Yep. And then also I was coming to terms with mourning my old life, because I loved my old life. Yep. I had it all. I had it all. Okay. Like I living my best life when I tell you, great job. Good money, good car, come and go as I want, travel anywhere, don't have to think about nothing, you know? And then I had this child, and all of a sudden I had to think about everything. Everything. And
you know what? I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
And this is why in the beginning, even though you said it in a comical way, when you were like, listen, some days I ain't even got it together. It is what it is. And that's a great place to be. Because as parents, we really have that burden. We have that facade of, I gotta have it together. And the fact that a lot of women, especially in the Black and Latino community, it's like, we gonna figure it out. We're gonna make it happen. Right. And we don't
be the man of the household.
But that is the way that it has been, and we continue that cycle, and it's very unhealthy, because our people did what, again, like we say on here, they did the best they could with what they had, and they continue to pass it down. So we have this idea of, I'm independent, I can handle it. And like you stated, when help was there, we're so stuck on this, I don't need it, I got it. You could crumble in that moment. And it is a blessing that your family circled the block back, because they understood the severity of, she really do needs us, but because this independence is embedded in her for so long, it's going to take a minute. So shout out to your family for giving you that grace to even spin the block back, and for just going to therapy and saying, you know what, I need some help.
Yes.
Because being a parent, I don't care if you're a single parent, a 5-parent household, whatever, baby, listen, it's a thing, okay? And regardless of how good your child is or how whatever, it's really not about that. It's about us as an individual and what it is that we are dealing with internally. Like you stated, dying to your old self, resurrecting this new person who you have no idea who it is, what it looks like. And on this journey, like, we are balancing. We're balancing being mom. We're balancing being wife for some of us. We're balancing figuring out who we are. And what I will say to you is, there's a season of your life where it's going to be balance and focus. And at some point, you got to focus in on something. And the more you focus, the wider your balance becomes. Because balance is just, it's fancy. Okay. And it's something I'm learning. It's like, oh, we have to balance.
It is fancy.
Like, how do we, like, the justice system ain't even balanced. Like, that little stuff, like, that ain't even balanced. So how do we really expect balance to look in our life without, at some point, we have to focus on said thing, whether that said thing is your career, your marriage, your child, yourself, but there has to be a laser focus so you can begin to gain balance in different aspects of your life. So you got this, Auntie.
Amen.
I'm proud of you, girl.
Thank you. And I still don't have it all together. I'm far from it, but I'm in a better place than I was 6 months ago, 7 months ago. When I tell you I was broken, and I'm still broken. I'm piecing back together, but I'm better because, I've learned also to just kind of take one thing at a time, and what doesn't get done today, like, it's okay. Before, I used to like really break I used to really be hard on myself about trying to get everything done. I used to be like that. I was that person for everybody else, always there when they needed something. Shit, I was thinking the other day, I used to always be early and on time. Oh, I was punctual. I used to have it together. I used to show up there. People be like, the party's from 2 to 5. I was there at 2. And then the host don't even be ready. And I'm like, but like, that's my life now. Now the party's from 2 to 5. I'm getting there like 3:30ish.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this is the best we
basically.
And I do try, but I have learned to lean on people and to just like accept the help. And I have to say, like, yes, my family was super important, but my family, honestly, they were not the ones that got me the help, because, to be honest, they need their own help.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's like another central theme of our podcast here, is talking about that,
Like, my mom is there looking at me like, what the fuck do I do? Meanwhile, she probably has her own stuff that she has to kind of make amends with. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think she would even have had she wouldn't have had even like, she didn't know what to do. The one person that I have to say, like, honestly, is the reason why I'm sitting here is my good friend, Lindsay, the one that convinced me to go back and start doing the fertility treatments. This girl right here, we worked together. I called her my work wife at my old company, and she's 10 years younger than me. But we just always clicked. We just, cool in the gang, right? And when I kind of like paused on cruise, and then the pandemic happened, and we were always talking, and she's like, you should go back. And I was like, I kind of put that to bed already. And then, it's funny because I wasn't even thinking about donor embryo, right? I was still like, I said, I'm not going to do that anymore. It's hard on my body, blah, blah, blah. And, we just started talking, and I was like, yeah, I heard this thing, like, you could adopt like embryos and stuff. And then all of a sudden, Google, because we didn't have anything to do. And I realized that, I found out that the fertility clinic that I was with, because this was a new fertility clinic for me. My old fertility clinic was Yale Fertility. we'll talk on that in a bit, because I feel if we'll talk on that. That's another podcast too. But not that I'm saying you have to invite me back, but if you want to, like, I'll tell you all about it.
You will be invited back. These are important issues. They really,
Yeah.
really are. And you had a first.
I had a first-hand experience with them.
Experience with it.
Yeah. This new fertility clinic, they had a donor embryo program, and it was made up of former patients. So basically, once you finish your fertility journey, if you had any embryos left over and you wanted to donate them for other couples to, you know, be able to continue their fertility journey, like, you had the option to do that. And what they would, it was a program. So basically, you would join the program, you paid a certain fee, and that would give you 2 chances. So you were able to choose 2 embryos, and you had your 2 chances. If it didn't work after that, you're done.
Wow.
You can't re-enter the program, but that's just how it is. So, you know, I looked at that and I was like, you know, like, I was at that point where, like, what do you have to lose, right? Didn't she? Michelle was saying earlier, she was like, you know, like, it's kind of like, you know, like they tell you, like, oh, well, what do I have to lose? And that's where I was. I was like, what do I have to lose? A part of me was like, you know what, Ty, you're probably not going to get pregnant again. Yeah, it's probably not going to happen. So what do you have to lose? But then there was that little part of me that was like, bitch, you know, this is going to be that one time. You know. So anyways, I was like, because you know me, curiosity. So I just like kind of like, give me more information, please send. And then we just started, and I started looking through the profiles, and there was no Latin babies there. And these are all people in Connecticut, because it's in Connecticut, right. All their former patients. So no Latino babies. The first profile that I read was my son Cruz. That was the first one.
Oh, wow.
And when I tell you that was a good profile, like, it gave everything, the whole family history. It had pictures of the parents when they were babies. I mean, it went up, told you what the parents do, what their educational background is. Like, when I tell you they give you like a whole donor profile, they give you the whole profile. And I was like, oh, cute and everything. But, you know, he's a white baby. Like, yeah, no, we got to keep going, right? So I'm going. I'm still looking, and I'm like, okay, well, page 6, and there's no arrow to go any more further, you know, and here we are. So the closest that I could get, there was an Indian baby. So I was like, yeah, we could do that, right? So I go, and I said, because I had 2 chances. I said, let me just do that one. We'll check. And also because this one, what I liked about the Indian baby, it wasn't just the complexion connection. It was also the eggs have been tested, which was very important to me, you know, tested for, you know,
genetic,
you know, just any genetic issues or whatever the case may be, which the others weren't. None of the others weren't. So there were 2 embryos on this one. And I was like, well, let me just try one. You know, the eggs are tested. That's kind of like a good sign, you know, maybe that means something, you know, like, so we went ahead and we did that one, and I got pregnant. And it was what they call a miscarriage. So, you know, like where you'll show like pregnant very briefly, and then next thing your numbers start decreasing, super fast. And it's so sad, because at that point, I think I was like so used to having miscarriages that it was just kind of like, oh, well, got through this one, wait for the next one. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a cycle, because that's what it is. You get so involved. You literally take it by cycles. That cycle was done. I don't have time to waste time on that. Now it's time for the next one. And literally it's like 4 weeks, like 3 or 4 weeks, we're ready for the next one. Because, you know, even though the more miscarriages your body has, the more it's prepared to hold. It prepares itself. It makes itself even stronger to hold a fetus. So the more miscarriages you have, your body gets stronger. Yeah. Well, that's at least what they told us in the fertility clinic. They could have been lying, but, you know, I believe them. So I was just like, you know, like, my body, number one, must be strong. My body is ready, because, you know, I done had like 5 or 6 of them already. Like, we're strengthy right now. So, you know, it was like 2 days before, literally, you had to let them know like the day before the transfer, because they have to, you know, take the stuff out, let it thaw, whatever, even though it was an embryo, but it's still frozen. So they're emailing me and they're like, you got to make a decision. Like, your date is set. Like, what are you going to do? We got to thaw this bad boy. And I was like, you know what? Okay, go with that first Caucasian one. Probably not going to happen anyway, but, you know, just go ahead. Go. So, that's what I told you. All the biggest decisions in my life have just been like, fuck it, do it, right? So, here we go. And I walk in there first. I did my acupuncture because and it was laser acupuncture, which I was just like, okay, let's, here we go, moving on up. Which I felt was very effective though. It was very nice. Then I went in the room and I just knew it. I walked in that room. I told this doctor, I said, let's do it. You about to get me pregnant. Let's go. So I got up on there, scooched down, let her do her thing. I walked out of there. My friend was waiting for me outside. We went right across the street to the pub. I had me fish and chips, my favorite pub meal. And we just talked about what life was going to be like when we had our babies, because she had her transfer, like 2 weeks before that. 2 weeks. Yeah. So, we were waiting, and little did I know she was already pregnant at that time. Right.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to tell you how I found out. So in the Latin community, Puerto Rican, I don't know if it's like that for all the Latins, but we have a saying that if you say no to a pregnant person, you'll get a sty in your eye. So tell me why I woke up with a sty in my eye. The way I speed dialed this heifer, and I said, listen, she picked up, it was like 7 something. I said, listen, I woke up with a sty in my eye. Is there something you want to tell me? And she started laughing. She was like, we just found out. Like, not even like a week ago. She's like, you're the first person that knows. I said, listen, bitch, I'm walking around here with an extra thing on my eye, like, congratulations, though. Congratulations. So, and so we were pregnant together during the pandemic, which was the best thing, to be pregnant with your best friend. Oh my God. And it's very expensive too. But yeah, we were pregnant together during the pandemic, and it was just so good. But so going back to the whole reason why, she was the one that kind of handheld me to get to a therapist, because
I love it.
Her good friend, one of her good friends, who I also know, she's a therapist. She works in a therapist's office, and I didn't know that my friend was kind of telling her of some of my struggles, because this was happening over time. This was not just Christmas Eve, boom, no, there were moments where, like, this was building up, and she knew because I was telling her. So she was just, this final one, like, I was really struggling. Like, I just could not stop crying. I just was like, I don't know how I'm going to do life. Like, I just don't know. And she was like, Ty, like, I'm going to send you help. Like, and literally she's texted me a link to the intake paperwork. She was like, just fill it out and they'll take it from there. And honestly, that's all I did. I filled out that paperwork. And then when I tell you, they handheld me, they called me, made my appointment. They got me on a virtual meeting right away with a pain management person, not pain, but a medication management person. She diagnosed me right away. She was like, I have ADHD and clinical depression. And I was like, yep, makes a lot of sense. She put me on something that literally the next day had me feeling a whole lot better. A whole lot better. I didn't feel like shit again. And then got me set up with a therapist, and just kept, and I'm still to this. I still see my therapist every 2 weeks, and my medication person every 3 months, and we just check in. And when I tell you, I am mentally in a better place. I don't feel much anxiety anymore. I don't hate everyone anymore. Thank you so much, mamas. Yes. I'm hopeful about a lot of things now. Still my life is crazy because this whole whatnot thing popped off for me in a way that I never expected. And I don't know if y'all can see the chaos behind me, my office, but all my shelves and stuff with all my inventory. Like, this room was crazy last night. I just bought these shelves trying to like organize everything. I have a storage unit because I don't know how the heck I became a really popular seller on the app, but
I do.
I don't know. The girls tell me I'm popular.
Right? So, like, I totally get it. I'm like, I don't even know what you sell, and I'm like interested. Like, what?
Also, like,
sign me up.
Bamboo pajamas.
Well,
show
girl,
us, Auntie.
One is coming like any second for me. I have a month, and I have a 4-year-old also. So let's talk. But
oh my gosh,
I completely know why.
No, you tell me. I'll send you a little something. You tell me. As a matter of fact, tell Jackie your kids' so sizes and like what their favorite characters are, and if you include your address and stuff, like I'll send you a little just a bamboo starter kit, so y'all can get
something for €20.
Yes, girl. Listen, the moo-moos are the hit. The moo-moos.
Girl,
The
I love
Baby
a good
Maker
moo-moo.
3000. Listen, they kept our grandmas, at home moms.
So real.
They kept
They
them.
sure was.
Bills paid. Okay, so we're
Uh-huh.
gonna
And they was
respect
getting
the
laid
moo-moo
in them
here.
moo-moos.
Laid and paid, honey.
This actually it reminds me of something that my husband will be fine because he'll be fine. But my daughter, it's just like a little side thing, but you're making me think of it. So my daughter, we talk a lot about, that you wear the things that feel good to you, and there's no girl colors, boy colors, girl clothes, boy clothes. Like people wear what makes them feel good and confident, right? Because I feel like she's at that age. You have a 4-year-old where like they're really taking in these messages from the world around them, and her feeling like that is really important to me. We talk a lot about like I feel best like usually like if I'm getting dressed up, like I'm probably going to go for like a jumpsuit over like a dress, and I'm always like girls can wear a jumpsuit, like girls can wear pants, right? So anyway, that's kind of the backstory here. But she also is taking everything in and then like notices like, wait a minute, you said this thing, but I'm noticing this. So she one day was like, well, you say that, but like Dada never wears a dress. And my husband and I were like, yeah, well, like that maybe isn't what feels good on his butt. And she said, but you said that anyone can wear anything. And Dad, I never even saw him try a dress. So I was like, you're right. And then my husband was like, Amazon, click, like ordered a dress, and he's like a very like big muscular guy, but I don't even know how he found something that fits him, whatever. And this thing comes the next day, and he like without missing a beat, like was prepping dinner, whatever, and the kid wearing this muumuu, and this is how it started. And then my daughter was just like, you look beautiful in your dress. And it was like, we never had the conversation again. All this to say, he was like, that actually was super comfortable. I like get why, I get why people are into, right? So it was like this, like, and it became this like hilarious thing that was like a teachable moment. And then he was like, you know what? I get why people like why our grandma, our moms, like why they were walking around in this. Like it's letting air in. Like I'm very mobile. But we were just like laughing about this the other day, and I was like, you know what? I feel like I don't ever wear like now. I feel like I want one. I'm like, why should like now? I feel like right, like there's like why are you the only one who gets to wear
family matching muumuus?
Yes,
Right. Yeah, because in the
Can I just
African
tell
culture,
you?
they wear something that looks like muumuus. The dashikis that the African culture, like they resemble muumuus, but they're they're a little bit more fancy, but whatever.
Yeah. No, actually, the ones that I have from Jammy Sessions, I think they're the same cut, kind of like the same design as the dashikis. Yeah. So yeah, but listen, tell your husband the man moo is a thing right now.
you
It
better
is a
believe.
thing. They
I'm
did
gonna
a whole.
I thought that we were like, starting a new trend, but like apparently this is already happening.
No, they did a whole raid train of the
been
men,
wearing them muumuus.
and a lot of them
Love
were
it.
wearing muumuus. Yes, it's a thing.
Guys.
So I carry big sizes. If you'd like me, I could send him a muumuu. Why don't you send him a muumuu?
So cute. On that note, Auntie actually does have. Let's let everyone know where they can find you, Auntie. And I think you have something for the listeners,
yes,
right?
Yes, I do. So I just launched my website so I could sell outside of Whatnot because I don't know, Mom, finding a hustle. Finding it, whatever
Yes.
sticks.
What's the website?
Yeah, what is it? As we both take out our phones.
Well, it's new. It's TaiBellaBamboo.com. So TAIBELLA bamboo.com. And I'm on the Shopify app, so you'll find me there. But yeah, it's just my last collection, Coco, that came out. I'm gonna load more stuff. But my stuff, to be honest, is not a flex or anything. But I really don't keep inventory. I really don't. My stuff moves fast. I mean, so if I load something on the site, like it's probably I'm gonna pull it down because it's gonna sell. So right now, for the most part, I'm just doing
there's grown-up stuff
collections
too.
there. Yeah, no, I do grown-ups. I also do bedding. My blankets are like My blankets are
Top
amazing.
tier.
Like I said, yeah.
Top tier.
Yeah, I sell it all. I sell everything except ass. That's about it. Yeah.
Listen, so the whole time, the whole time, that's what I was hitting at. And I think that's what I was hitting
I know.
at when I asked you what you over the. That's why
Yeah,
we
no,
here.
but I told
That's
you
why
back
we
then
here.
it wasn't paying. But, and Jackie knows, I might be turning that around right now. I'm saying, everything comes at its due time.
Okay.
That's a different podcast.
Oh my God.
Dude, because she does
Yeah,
have
TVC.
a saga.
TVC.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love it.
I know.
I
We're
love
both
it.
like now I'm looking at all the. There's crib sheets too.
Yeah.
Yes, I have crib sheets. And that's just one print.
Yeah.
Like I have so many others. It's very time consuming.
Yep.
And I've had this home project going on for like 3 weeks that has had me living like a cave woman. And they finally finished yesterday, like at least the construction inside the house part. So I was like all night last night, like cleaning. I was like, I'm in the mood to throw everything away. Yeah, so it is one of those. And the house looks like a disaster, but it's like, it has to look like a disaster so that I can get to
That's right.
Yep.
what I need
That's
to
right.
get to,
Yep.
but this is good
If you
for
know,
me.
you know.
Yeah, this is good. This construction forced me to kind of like, I feel like let go a lot of things that were like holding me back because of this depression that I went through in the last year. I stopped doing a lot of things that I used to do. And it wasn't because like, it's not that I'm lazy or anything. I'm not. It's just like,
No, that's not it.
I don't have the will. I don't have the will to do it.
Yeah.
And like I have like 37 other things that I need to get done before that. So, but it's a mind game really. And I'm just glad that I'm doing better now. So I'm just, compartmentalizing one thing at a time. That's it.
So we can find you also on the Book of Faces, Facebook.
You can find me on
right?
the Book of Face, Taibella Bamboo. That's my group. You can find me on TikTok. I'm under Auntie.Ty. That's TAI. I'm trying to go viral too. I'm trying to go viral because you know what I'm saying. I need another set.
Yes.
They make money, so I'm gonna need to be paid.
Yep.
Yeah, in U.S. dollars. Yep. Preferably by wire. That's all I want. So. I'm finding the hustle somewhere. I don't know how the hell I got here. I didn't know nothing about Whatnot a year ago. I went there because some seller was selling the Hungry Caterpillar print and I needed that for my child. And I went over there and then I bought something. And then as I was like looking through the rooms, I'm seeing like just a bunch of like regular people, moms. I mean, you have moms selling shit from their closet with their kids crawling all over them, behind them. Okay. You have moms selling, in their living room. You have moms selling everywhere. And I was just like, okay, first of all, like, side note, I had all this bamboo because I was going through a depression and shopping way more than I needed to. And, I was making excuses like, oh, I'm buying this for this person and buying that for that person. And this is a great gift for that person. Then I get all this shit in, all these boxes. And I would just literally open the boxes, take everything out, put it in a bin and stack the bin. So I wasn't doing anything with this stuff.
Wow.
But it was just like I needed to, it was the thrill of the shop, of all of that.
Yeah.
But that thrill was also like eating at me. And that's kind of where I feel like the mental health, like I started noticing because I was depressed. And I was like, one day I woke up and I was like, there's something wrong, Ty. Like there's really something wrong. This is not normal. You cannot continue to do this because I was outgrowing the room. Like that's my third bedroom. I was outgrowing it. I had, bins stacked up and I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to sell one day. I got plenty of stuff. I'm going to sell. Kept talking about it, And then one day, I don't know what, I got an itch in my ass and I was like, it's time to scratch it. I jumped on that bad boy. Before I had a chance to even change my mind, I didn't even know what I was doing. I jumped on there and I had like maybe 2 people in my room and I was talking to them just like this, just talking mad shit. And then, I started selling, more people were coming in. And that first night, I think I sold most of my stuff.
Isn't that
and
crazy?
I was just like,
wow.
I was like, is this something? Is this? And I was like, and of course, then that just started the whole thing where I went and just started like sourcing like crazy, because it was just more of like the selling part. it was more like the community, because like I was getting on every day, and I was like, I had these friends on the app, and we were like all chatting, and we all started knowing about each other's lives, and we, you know, we were bigging each other up. And then it's the support that comes along with it, because don't let there be a mama in need. Listen, don't let there be a mama in need, because the way these girls pull together, the way for people they do not know, from a hole in the wall, you know, and it's crazy because I feel like Whatnot puts me, it puts me, you know, in circles of people that I probably would never be around. Okay. Right. I live on the East Coast. A lot of my customer base are Midwest, you know, people that probably do not have the same views as me, you know, don't look like me, you know, and I have to say that this has been one of the most accepting places, because not one person has ever side-eyed me or my son.
Wow.
Okay. On this app, not said not one dumb thing, because I will find them. I will find them. Okay. Yeah. So, you know,
she doesn't play around.
And not when I don't play about my son either. For I wouldn't even let him get on, because that was a big thing with me too. Like, very protective of my son, because, you know, in the beginning I used to get all the time, is he yours? When I tell you I hate those fucking 3 words, is he yours? Is he? No, I kidnapped him, heifer. No, he's not mine. Yes, he is mine. What the hell? You know, and it's like, but now I think I spent a lot of energy on that when I had my son. That was a big cloud over us, like how people would view us. And now 0 fucks about that. Sorry, I hope I could curse, because I've been cursing the whole time.
You can.
0.
I want to check in with you, Jill. Are you
I was
good on
just
time?
going to say, I have, Ray has early pickup, so I have to run in like the next 2 minutes.
Well,
Yeah.
yes. Well, you know, I talk a lot, but anyway.
No, I feel like we need like part 2. We need part 3. There's like, there's so much to, there is. No, there's just like,
but
there's so
I
much
gave you a little bit of
say.
everything.
No, that's why. So now I feel like now we got to unpack it more. Like, I feel like this was like,
oh, there's a lot to
so
unpack,
much,
hon. There's
right?
a lot.
I know. There's so much.
Absolutely.
I feel like the,
But still.
yeah. And like the community aspect that you were just getting into, like that's for all of like the shitty shit that's out there. I'm always like very struck by that piece, that there are so many amazing women, so many amazing moms out there supporting other moms, regardless of like how different our walks in life are and all that stuff. It like really gives me hope. Especially in a world that right now is like so divided and feels like, right? Like it feels like, how can we ever meet in the middle and like connect with people that are different from us in many ways? And that's one of the things that I know we all love so much about the conversations we have here, because we're from all different parts of the country, the world. Our walks in life are different. Our kids are different ages, you know, but like we can have these respectful dialogues and like have that community and have each other's backs. I know at the end of the day, if I needed something, it doesn't matter. I'm here in Jersey City. Like they like, you got me. And now like Auntie, I feel like now it's
I'm in
like
Connecticut, hun.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'm
you're
in
the
Connecticut.
closest one.
An hour 45, I could be there. Yeah.
But you know, like I feel like that's one of those things that just like it like gives you hope in a time that sometimes feels hopeless. And I'm so glad that's your experience. And honestly, in addition to the fact that you're just like such a good time and have like an amazing personality story, that's what I feel also makes you a good seller, because your heart comes through and people connect to that. People want to buy from people they trust and people they like, right? Like that's what it comes down to. So when I made that joke before, like I know why, like I really think that's what it comes down to. That comes through even just talking to you here. And I feel like people want to support that, and they feel like they can trust what you're putting out there, you know?
To your whole vibe.
Really real.
It's really, she really is.
Your whole vibe, Auntie.
She really is.
Thank you.
She really is.
And I'm not always nice to them either. I'm really not, because sometimes there have been times where they have caught me on a day, or like somebody comes at me in the wrong way, and they need, but you know, for the most part, they give me grace, you know, and they hold me down.
But
so,
but that's like, that's real, right? Like that's like, that's your girl. Like,
Yeah, that's
you
the
know,
thing.
That's
It's like
real,
they
that's raw,
see
you know?
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've seen a lot of different sides of me, and they're always like, you know what? Like at the end of the day, they know my heart, and that's all that matters. You know. Yeah.
Yes,
so,
ma'am.
Yeah.
So we will wrap up this episode. No, we only wish we could keep you for hours. Let's do a part 2. I will also give you guys instructions on some gifts that Auntie has for the listeners, and I will be posting that on social. So please go to Instagram and add _mom_panel for instructions on 4 gift cards. Is that right, Auntie?
Yep, 4 gift cards. I'm going to give you the codes to TaiBellaBamboo.com. Yep, 4 $25 gift cards for whatever 4 lucky listeners you want to gift them to. And
That's
and
right.
there's also my link to Whatnot, and you get a $15 referral credit if you purchase something. Go check it out. You don't even have to buy anything. Just come, enjoy the show, you know, hang out with us. That's what we do. You know, every day is different. I don't know how the hell. But now you should come and just hear about my saga. There's a saga going on right now that got the girls they're checking in every day.
We are waiting.
They're checking
for the
in.
next chapter.
I'm waiting too. I'm waiting.
That's your new show, Jill.
That's
New show, Jill.
I was going to say, you guys know.
Yeah. No, this is real. This is reality. Single mom. All sides of it. Yep. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Thank you so much for coming on the show, Auntie. And we will be seeing you guys on the next episode.
Thank you. And you know what? Use all this shit. Don't edit nothing. Use all of it. All right?
I will.